Hey guys, welcome to Picksburgh. This is Anthony. You're here for another commute with cards.
I'm from the city is due. I'm from the city is due.
I'm on my way into work and I'm thinking about cards. A lot of times I'll have my YouTube app open with the latest and greatest content from, you know, all of the other content creators out there, just trying to hear what's going on in the sports card landscape. And man, my mind is really stuck on this Panini versus Fanatics lawsuit / counter lawsuit that's going on right now. So the basis of this is Panini is suing Fanatics for monopolizing the industry, which they 100% are. Like, Fanatics is mafioso AF. Like, when it comes to business, they're ruthless. They don't care if mom and pops has been eating off of this type of revenue for the last 50 years. They're going to come and they're going to take the food off of mom and pop's plate, and they're going to add it to their plate that's already like overflowing with food, because that's the way Fanatics does business. Well, Panini doesn't like that, because Panini's been, for the last 10 plus years, doing business that exact same way by monopolizing the football and basketball and a few other spaces, to where other companies can't release product that's licensed with those sports, because Panini owns the licenses from the leagues. Well, Fanatics pulled a little bit of a boss move, went behind everyone's back several months back, and they got all the baseball licenses, which Topps ended up just selling to them. They saw the writing on the wall. They were like, you know what, we're probably better off joining the evil empire than getting blown up by the Death Star. And Panini was like, you know what? Screw these guys. We're going to still do our thing, and we're going to hold tight to our guns. From what I understand from these countersuits, Panini did originally kind of make it seem like they were going to sell. Then they dragged their feet. According to some of these reports, Fanatics is saying that they even falsified some financial documents, basically saying that they were better off financially than they actually are, which... man, I mean, I feel like that could be some form of illegal, but again, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. If nothing else, it's poor business, which, I mean, let's be honest, they're known for poor business, from the redemptions to the quality control. Although, quality control, I've crapped on Panini hard. Basically, anytime I get a damaged card, even if it comes from a different company, I basically say, oh, I got Panini'd. Panini's basically become synonymous with damaged cards that just come straight from the manufacturer looking like doo-doo brown. Come to find out, Fanatics has invested into card printing, and they actually own the printers that do Panini's stuff. So Panini's come out and said Fanatics is not only monopolizing the industry, but they're also making it difficult for us to get our cards out on time. And here I'm thinking quality control is a Panini thing. Quality control might be a little more of a Fanatics thing than we actually have given them credit for. You know, I'm not saying they're sabotaging Panini's stock, but there's a pretty good chance they're sabotaging Panini stock, especially when you're going through the lengths to sign players to huge exclusive deals before you even have the rights to put licensed cards of them out, just so Panini can't have autographs of them in their sets. So I wouldn't be surprised if Fanatics is like, yeah, just be a little bit rougher whenever you're pulling out the Panini cards, or, you know, it's okay, get a little nick on that surface, it's not that big of a deal. We don't mind, rush through those cards. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm sure they're probably not handled as gingerly as the Topps cards are, just because those are Fanatics. So just a thought, guys. Panini has alleged that they're definitely messing with the printing process, which could very well be the case. Man, this is going to get really messy, and for us hobbyists that are like really nerdy about this stuff, it's going to actually produce some pretty compelling content. It's going to be pretty entertaining, especially if you're somebody that literally feels like you've been bent over a barrel for the last several years since the sports card boom, where they just keep upping the prices, while the resale value on the singles that we're getting out of those dang boxes keeps tanking day by day by day. So the cards become less and less valuable, yet they're charging us more and more for less and less, as seems to be their policy. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of that. Like, I'm very sick of that. And honestly, with the way that they do business, like, I doubt that this is going to be the case. I foresee Fanatics, you know, winning in the end here, just because they're the bigger company. They're going to basically have everything. So I foresee Fanatics coming out ahead in the end of this. But what I would love to see happen, just as a hobbyist that's like sick and tired of this BS, I would love to see Panini and Fanatics just wipe each other out, and then let Upper Deck and Leaf pick up the hobby and actually like do it the right way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like a huge fan of like ripping hockey cards or anything like that. Occasionally I will in a pinch if there's nothing else, but Upper Deck does a wonderful job with their Marvel cards and with their wrestling cards. I'd love to see them do a little bit better on quality control, because the gradability isn't always very high with some of the more papery type products that they put out. But man, I would love to see you know, an Underdog, like an Upper Deck, or even a Leaf. You know, man, give Brian Gray some licenses and let's see what that dude can do, because he thinks outside the box, he gets creative, he puts out sets that people are actually excited for, and these are unlicensed cards, guys. Like, these are cards that everybody knows are gonna come at a little bit lesser of a value, just because, you know, you can't put like the Steelers logo, for example, or, you know, the team name XYZ. Well, guess what, guys? In a few years, almost everything that's not Fanatics is going to be that way. Panini, every single line that they put out, regardless of sport or product, is going to be like their baseball line in a couple years. Meaning that it's going to be unlicensed, and it's going to be looked at as a lesser product. You know, so I personally think that as Panini fights for this to become more of an accepted norm, I think cards like the Leafs and the stuff like that that are unlicensed may see a little bit of an uptick in value too, as people start to like really care a little bit less about the official licensing. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still going to be like equivalent to like people that are like PSA only because they want the name brand label, or hey, I'm not drinking an RC Cola, I want Coca-Cola because that's the name brand. You know, so you're going to still have people that are going to be like, oh, well, I'm only opening Fanatics because that's the one that's going to have the logo, that's going to have XYZ. But there's still going to be a big group of people that are just genuinely collectors and not in it for like the flip game or, you know, the cards being super valuable, that are going to still rip Panini products and, you know, any of the unlicensed products as well, guys. So that's just my 2 cents on it, guys. I would love to see these two titans just friggin' wipe each other out and have another company that's going to actually step in there and do business the right way take over. You know what I mean? Like, I like a lot of the innovations that Fanatics is bringing, but like when you come in and you're mafioso as hell and you don't care about crushing like other businesses, like that just shows to me like you're in it for yourself, you're big business, and you don't care about the hobby. So and if I'm being honest, I think a lot of these bigger hobby businesses are like that. They don't actually give a crap about you. They don't give a crap about me. They give a crap about the money that's in our wallet, and that's it. And they want to scale how much of it they can take. So I would love to see, you know, another company with right morals and, you know, somebody that actually gives a crap about the hobby and seeing it actually flourish into the future, get a win. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you subscribe and come along for future videos. Until next video, guys, may God bless you, and I hope you take it easy.
I'm from the city.